and now you said no, In Bloom. The In Bloom video is like it's the beginning of an answer to all that, even to MTV or to the whole video universe.
I'm not really sure because I'm not really opposed to videos. I don't hate them. Sometimes they're fun to do. Especially that video was fun to do because it only took us 6 hours. Normally a video will take a whole day, just like over and over and over. We only had to listen to the song like 4 times, and it was great. It was really great to be able to do that, and it was totally spontaneous. Courtney had brought some dresses with her. She was taking them to a friend's house, or she had borrowed some dresses from a friend of hers, and so I thought, hey, let's put some dresses on and, you know, dance around in those. And that was just, you know, everything was just pretty much spontaneous. The basic idea was just to, you know, do a video that looked like it came from the early '60s or the late '50s.
Well, but what about the other version that you were more with suits, you know, like that? It was done in the same day.
Yeah.
You just changed your clothing.
Yeah, we just changed our clothing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and you mentioned that Courtney came with those dresses, and she's recording right here. I mean, do you, by any chance, interview with what she's doing in her work, or how much does one interferes with other works?
Yeah, we get in each other's way every once in a while.
Yeah, but I mean more intentional.
We just like to be together all the time. You know, we're best friends. She's my best friend, and so when she's playing music, I like to listen to it and maybe suggest some things, and she does the same thing with me too. And this was just an opportunity for her to. She came with us, and Patty, her drummer, came too. It's just a vacation, and so this was just a spontaneous thing for them to just make a few demos and see what they're going to do with it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, it's rolling.
Arnaldo Baptista, is that how you pronounce his name?
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Where did you hear from them? I mean, who told you to try to look for this band?
My friend Bill Bartell, who is he has a record label called Gasatanka Records, and he was in White Flag, and he's friends with Red Cross. He's a very nice guy. He has a mustache, and he's a really nice guy. And he sent me a tape of the first 2 records a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and I really liked it. And he said, if you go to Brazil, you have to say to everybody that this is a great band, and I agree with him. I think this is a very influential and cool band for the time.
How did it sound to you? I mean, does it have a Brazilian kind of sound on the background?
Yeah, there's a lot of Latin rhythms in there in some of this music. Yeah,
because they came with this idea that let's mix Brazilian rhythm and rock, and this was in the late '60s.
Right.
Can you sense something like typical from Brazil there?
Yeah, oh definitely. There's some, I can hear the rhythm and the influence in the music a lot. I respect them so much. I'm not familiar with them very much because I've just started getting into them, but I think from what I've read about them, they were very revolutionary. I mean, they made their own effects boxes, you know? They made their own fuzz boxes, and they were also really controversial too, which was, they had a lot of guts to be doing stuff like that in the military society that was going on then, and I just think that is so cool.
That was totally counterculture.
Yeah,
totally.
very.
People wouldn't believe what they did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very cool, I like that. And I hope you enjoy the CDs too.
Yeah, I will.
And thank you again.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, John. I'm actually back by Axl Rose's dressing room. He has been on tour with Guns N' Roses for the past year, and they've gotten in all sorts of trouble. Axl is getting very well known for his antics, and I talked to him in Houston, and here's part 2 of our interview. Guns N' Roses has spent the past 15 months on tour playing to sell-out crowds and being involved in more than their fair share of controversy. For starters, the band had a little trouble with punctuality, sometimes showing up 2 hours late for a concert. Axl says it took him a while to get back into the grind of touring.
It was a whole change of life. You know, realizing, okay, now we're out on tour, haven't toured, been sitting on my ass at home or whatever. time been out, you know, running around and rocking out, and had to basically like change my whole life in order to be able to keep doing this. And so, you know, you'd do a show and then you'd be shot, you know, where you'd be kind of like shot for 3 weeks, but no, you got a show tomorrow. So then it'd take like all these hours of preparation, where now it doesn't take me near as long to be ready for a show.
During the course of the tour, Axl has been involved in heavy-duty psychotherapy in an attempt to deal with the sexual abuse he suffered as a child, among other problems.
Last year, I was doing extensive emotional work on myself. So when I'd go out to do a show, you know, if something, I was, you know, uncovering something in my unconscious mind or my mind or whatever, and kind of experiencing it, it'd be really hard to go out and do the show, where that took like a year to get things under control. I'd come off stage and either get on the phone or have the person fly out personally and do 4 or 5 hours right after stage. You know, where like someone goes like once a week to like work out their problems for like a half hour, an hour, and I was doing 4 or 5 hours a day. You know, like every day.
Has it been helping?
Me at the show tonight, it seems to be fine. I'm in a good mood now.
Do you feel like your fans sort of are understanding you better or take your problems seriously?
I think some people are understanding, but, you know, a lot of people, you know, they want what they want, even if they understand. It's like, you know, if there's a problem on stage and you have to stop the show, they don't really care. At that point, you know, they're still upset because they didn't get satiated. They came to see something, and if, you know, there was technical difficulties in Montreal and we had to leave, and the crowd was very upset about that, you know, and they didn't really, like, take the time to, like, think about what went wrong for us. You know, that's kind of hard to take sometimes, and I don't feel responsible for that.
The ensuing riot in Montreal started after Axl walked off stage and stopped the concert because of a problem with their PA system. Axl says they've been having technical problems the whole tour, and it was damaging his voice.
So basically, I was having to, like, sing over 150 kilowatts of sound or something. I didn't do major damage to my vocal cords, but I did enough that if I sang any more under those conditions, I wouldn't be singing. So in order to hear myself, to see if I'm on key and tell how loud or how hard I need to push to sing the song properly, I'd have to try to sing over the PA, which was impossible.
After the riot in Montreal, the crew was able to fix the PA problem, but troubles aside, Axl feels like Guns N' Roses pulled off a major feat by putting together a stadium tour with their old friends Metallica.
One of the big things I learned was that everybody had wanted this tour so bad and worked so hard to make it to be able to do this tour, you know, Metallica through their touring and through our touring, to be able to do a stadium tour together, that we thought that when we got here, it'd just be perfect, be so cool. Well, it kind of turned out to be that, wait a minute, this is so cool that why shouldn't this be the hardest thing we've ever done?